the thought process around, hey, starting so well. You never know. Good scouts, good, coaching against some of the strategy that they have. It just changed a little bit. And again, the momentum is a factor in any sport, particularly college soccer.
We're just about set for kickoff. Central Arkansas on the home whites, Oklahoma State, the road orange. Bears will start with the ball first, moving from our right to left. And we are underway here from Conway, Arkansas. 1:06 the official start time for the second non-conference game of the year for Central Arkansas, the fourth for the Cowgirls.
Yeah, it's wild to think, hey, some teams already played 3 games and then the other ones only had 1 this early. I mean, shoot, we're still in, August 20-something, and they already had that many games.
Oklahoma State will start out in a 3-5-2. Central Arkansas, the 4-3-3, as they get the takeaway. Now into enemy territory. Backstrom losing it away, and Cowgirls looking for the through ball up the middle, tipped away and stolen. Bears will have it back. Mouty feeds it ahead near the center line. The challenge, a lot of contact, loose ball. Cowgirls have it.
Not a lot of argument there. It seemed like it was pretty clean.
A lot of physicality early, Michael. Talk about these two. You look at the 3-5-2, 4-3-3. How does that favor an advantage to either side?
The formations are always just almost like a picture of kind of how you start. A lot of times it's very fluid. But from a 3-5-2 versus a 4-3-3, the advantage for the team that has 3 strikers could basically match up 3 versus 3 against Oklahoma State for UCA. But on the flip side, that could play against them whenever the counterattacks happen or trying to defend. Oklahoma State could be very, very much more impulsive and have many more numbers in the attack.
Cowgirls coming off a win against their arch rivals. They're in the bedlam battle between OU, who's no longer in the Big 12, mind you. They've transitioned to the SEC. But I can imagine that was a ruckus environment. Oklahoma State got the win. A 1-0 affair, and they're advancing it here early in the first half. Still no shots attempted for either side. There's a dangerous ball to the middle, headed out for Central Arkansas.
Yeah, it was a good clearance. Pretty much just 1v1 defending there. Service came in, and their defender was able to knock it out. You can see Oklahoma State with that through ball early. It wasn't quite towards the goal, a little bit away from the goal, but got in behind. Could be looking for that kind of play as the match progresses.
Backstrom feeding towards the middle. Central Arkansas trying to push it into the front side. There's a lob towards the middle. Nice header on the defensive. The Bears still looking to push near the box. On that right side, looking to drive. Good defense there on the outside. Oklahoma State just really pressured well. Face guarding and just didn't allow the entry.
Yeah, it's a good set of possession early by the Bears, getting some service in. Obviously, the clearance out from Molly Briner, 5th-year senior. You often don't see a number 9 as a center back or even in the back line. It's typically a striker's number, but hey, it doesn't really matter.
So the Bears will have the corner. Kaylee Voracek, the freshman, into the box, scramble for it, kicked out. But Bears will maintain. Gabby Thies takes an attempt, but no problems for Gordon. Looked like it was going to be wide either way. Nice job by Gordon to sniff it out.
Yeah, easy service. She just grabbed it, held it down. Not anything dangerous so far.
It's our first shot attempt for either side, though. Coach Jeremy Bishop got to be pleased with that in his 13th season at the helm. Cowgirls coached by Colin Carmichael in his 29th season overall, 20th as the head Cowgirl. He's nearing the 300th win mark. He's got 254 in his career.
That's exciting, and what a cool story. Being 29 years at a certain program, he's got to love it. Bleeds orange, I guess.
I guarantee you, it's just unheard of, especially at this level. With you see athletes do it more than ever, but even coaches, you got to chase your opportunity. Carmichael's sticking with it. So we got a little bit offsides there in front of the pack.
Yeah, it's a nice set of combination play, but just a step or two offside there. Looks like from the right winger here.
Delia Gonda.
That's right.
A little bit too far ahead. But back to Coach Carmichael. My goodness, accolades aplenty. He was a runner-up for the Coach of the Year back in 2006. He's led this team to quite a few deep appearances, second round of the NCAA tournament. They've got a lot of firepower, returning 8 of their top 10 offensive production from a year ago. Central Arkansas could say the same a little bit, 6 of their 8.
Yeah, you know, that's got to bode well confidence in really 2 areas, right? Not only the coaches area, but also the players. You know, you come off of a good season or even a season that leaves you hungry and you return that many players. You got to think you're going to have just as good, if not better. Again, from a former coach standpoint, you'd be excited about returning 8 for the Cowgirls.
Gives you a lot to work with. Got a stoppage of play, free kick. Be set up for Central Arkansas. I think Coach Bishop's also got to be pleased by really the opportunities they've got. Had some, you know, decent looks. At least you're putting the ball in close in play inside the box. You're pushing and pressing here also.
Yeah, this game will be interesting as it just wears on with how much energy the Bears are expending early on to kind of match the level or if it's their level. It'll be exciting to see.
Dangerous ball to the middle. But no problems. Stoppage of play once again. We got a yellow card being distributed. That's not good. Looks like it's going to be against Oklahoma State.
I think there was some confusion by both teams here.
Boy, just a sandwich there in the middle.
Yeah, that had to be the call. What's interesting is that referee blew the whistle pretty quick. So here's a coaching point for those that don't know. That is an opportunity that we call advantage, all right? So there is a foul on the play, all right, but it's continued in UCA's possession, and even more so, an opportunity for UCA to potentially score a goal, and yet he blew the whistle kind of right at the same time as she struck the shot. So very interesting there. If she would have struck that on frame and it went in, you can imagine the UCA coaches would have been a little loud.
No doubt about it. And fortunately for Oklahoma State, that happened just outside the box too. Could have been a PK. As it is, the kick will be taken by either Kerr or Van Gundy. Another decent opportunity for Central Arkansas early.
I imagine this is on Van Gundy here with her ability to strike and score goals from last year. I remember watching several of her games. She's got the potential to bury this.
It indeed will be Van Gundy, tipped away by Gordon. But another shot on goal, Van Gundy. That's a really good look. Tip your cap to Grace Gordon.
Yes, good touch over the bar. Probably hard to see the way that the angle of that shot came in over the wall. All right, that was there, and then she had just a last-second reaction just to tip it over. It's a good save.
So the corner now for Central Arkansas, Gabby Thies, senior from Fort Worth. Low ball, ankle high, tipped around, a challenge. Central Arkansas will win the throw-in. Or the free kick, a lot of contact. That's what the call was.
A lot of contact. I think UCA got a little bit away with that one. Got lucky on this one. I don't think the referee had the best angle to see that the Oklahoma State player definitely got the ball first. A bit unlucky here from the Cowgirls.
And Adelia Conda wanted a little bit of an explanation from the head ref, but as it stands, free kick for Thies. Lobs it into the box, a little too far ahead, lands harmlessly out of play, and a goal kick for Gordon and company.
Yep, no blood drawn there. That was good service, maybe a little deep on there, but a dangerous area Something that keeps the goalkeeper on her line, but it's also behind the defensive line is always the kind of service you want to have on those.
Free kick won by Central Arkansas. A lot of contact. You expect to see that in games perhaps. But Oklahoma State on the opposite side of the calls here early.
Yeah, this is tough. You know that from a player and coach's standpoint, there's probably a little frustration building over the not so obvious tackles and challenges as the referee's going over to have a conversation, I think, right now with their head coach.
Central Arkansas has had some opportunities. Gordon, who has not allowed a goal this year, has still remained perfect.
One not so easy save with the one hand, the other one, piece of cake perhaps. The conversation with Coach Carmichael is complete. Free kick for Central Arkansas. Header rejected back. Gonda had it knocked away. Bears maintain. Looking for the through ball. Dangerous pass. Cowgirls steal it. Now they look to push. Attempt towards Gonda, but the pass was taken away. Some sloppy passes perhaps here from both sides.
Yeah, early in the match, again, this is one of those things that you kind of try to get into a rhythm. Obviously, from a coaching standpoint, you want them to connect early and get into that rhythm quickly. And obviously, try to get some chances like UCA's had. From Oklahoma State standpoint, yeah, they just need to string a few together and be patient. They're going to get chances, and they just need to take the time.
And on that right side, Alex Morris, wing back, transitioning towards the middle, trying to pass very close into the box, but Kesa Pruner all over it, picks up the slow dribbler.
It was a good look. Cut inside. It looked like she was going 1 against 2 Bear defenders there, so she had to get it off her feet pretty quick. It just didn't hit the solid pass to Gonda as she wanted.
Just under 10 minutes have passed in Conway, Arkansas. We're glad you're with us here at the Bill Stevens Sports Complex. I'm JB Brazil alongside Michael Gerard. Couple of shots for Central Arkansas. None thus far for Oklahoma State. It's Van Gundy dancing around, kicks it out. Lob towards the box. That one well wide of the target. Out of play, another goal kick.
I'll tell you what, that breeze feels nice right now. And as it impacts this back to the summer day, we are a little bit spoiled on Thursday night with that weather, and it's hot today.
It is, and we've got the canopy. We're in the shade. Nice breeze. I think the players have that luxury that we do.
You know, I imagine they feel a little bit of the wind. Still hot, though. As that service just happened, it made me think about this wind. You know, it could change the game, could change the ball flight.
Stoppage of play. Kaylee Voracek, the freshman, down after that contact. It was a clean play according to the head ref, but immediately afterwards, Voracek couldn't handle. That is tough.
Yeah, it looked like she just came down really hard afterwards, right on the back of her right leg. Couldn't see anything was bent or funny like that. I think she is in some good pain, though.
Voracek, a talented freshman. Coach Bishop talked about the freshman. The skill set that she possesses earned her the start today. And really, it doesn't matter which side you're on. Anytime you lose a player of any classification that's in the starting lineup, it's a tough blow. You hope she's okay.
Yeah, we certainly do. Obviously, freshman getting any time is it's got to feel good for not only the team but also the person. I got to start, I think, 6 games as a freshman, and I had to earn it. So I know that that's not always the case, but most of the time it is. You don't just get a free start if you're not very good.
That's right. You got to earn your playing time, and certainly Voracek has done that. We sure hope she's okay. But hey, if you look right now for Oklahoma State, so far they've given up a handful of opportunities towards the box. Central Arkansas, you could credit. They've been on the attack. They put pressure early. Will that be able to hold up throughout the contest?
Yeah, we'll see. I feel like maybe Oklahoma State's got some heavy legs or something. Again, they've already played 3 games. You know, UCA's had, I think, an entire week off from their game against Tulsa. So I imagine they're hungry. They're fresh, playing on the home field. And then, you know, Oklahoma State's had some big games. I mean, again, the rivalry with Oklahoma, the huge game of beating Nebraska, and then even beating ORU. You know, look at the stats on that. They only won 1-0. But that could be as many shots and things they had. That just builds and builds and builds, and the effort you got to put out to just keep it, you know, keep the momentum up, keep the pressure on, can wear you down a little bit.
Well, they certainly have looked good, and good teams find ways to win. That's earned them in the top 25. Oklahoma State ranked 17th nationally, a very good program. Hey, they were picked in the preseason for the Big 12 to finish 8th. They finished 7th last year. Some people might think that that's a bit of a slight to them, and I imagine they just use that as fuel to the fire to prove everybody wrong.
Yeah, I think with what we talked about earlier, the 8 returners for the Cowgirls, I'd be licking my chops if I was them to want to, you know, prove that number wrong and the confidence to do so.
Now, granted, it's a loaded Big 12 conference. BYU typically at the top. Women's Cup last year. Final 4 finish for them. You got TCU, Texas Tech, Texas. I mean, there's an onslaught. And you got also Arizona State now in the conference as well. But certainly Oklahoma State now to prove something.
Yeah, there's a lot of good teams, obviously, in their conference. And a lot of those matches, they can go, you know, one way or the other. As we talked about the season last year, that the series of 1-0 losses, man, those can almost be harder than getting, you know, beat up 3-0 or something like that, just because you're in the match, it's close. You probably have chances to win. They have chances to win. And then, of course, you just, you know, especially if any of those were like last-minute goals, if in the last 10 minutes or so, can play out in a huge way.
Back to action, though. 33-56 remaining in the first half. After the stoppage of play, Central Arkansas had it, but now the Cowgirls in enemy territory looking to push ahead. Nice through ball, but too far ahead. Pruner read the book, read the play, got in front and takes it away.
Yeah, it's good pressure there in the middle from the Cowgirls. They were able to win it back fairly quickly, and then again you could see the release trying to get it through, but Pruner was all over it.
They got a nice pass ahead. Bears looking danger zone on that side. Feed middle. Good defense from Oklahoma State. Not out of danger yet, though. They kick it around, and Central Arkansas will have it. Give credit to the defense there for the Cowgirls.
Yeah, that was good recovery. You know, the one-on-one battle down that right side was fun to watch. Ended up getting some service, but the Cowgirls recovered quickly, and yeah, no issues there getting the service cleared out.
Bears win the throw-in. Thies to trigger. Headed out of play and win it back. This one a little further outside. Tipped around after the header. Thies feeds Backstrom towards the middle. Nice kick away on the challenge. Great play to kick it away. That was Pineda. But the Bears maintain after the loose ball. That one too far ahead. Intended target was Anna Kerr. Cowgirls have it back. They feed ahead to Gonda now across the midline. But it's taken away by Central Arkansas.
And just back and forth early on. This is good. This is some fun soccer to watch. It's good battles, a lot of 1v1 battles in there. Again, both teams just coming in, competing very well.
All with the high-speed chase going on in the background. Did you see that, Michael?
I did. You know, the advantage or disadvantage over here is that you get a lot of
action.
A lot of action. Police, fire trucks, ambulances. You never know what you're going to get around here.
That was Logan Heisler, who was ahead of the pack. Just didn't have the numbers. Elected to send it back to that back line and reset things. Chloe Joseph feeds right corner. Morris looking for the cross to the middle. Dangerous. Kicked away, out of play. It'll be a goal kick. Oklahoma State unable to connect, and the Bears with a good defense.
You've seen this a couple times here from Alex Morris for the Cowgirls, getting down this right side, getting some service in. Obviously, it's probably part of the strategy that the Cowgirls are trying to just showcase here, and she's been successful so far on a few attempts.
This is a game a year ago that the Cowgirls handled no problem. 5-2 victory over UCA. But it's scoreless 15 minutes into the contest here on a windy Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, 5-2 doesn't sound very close. Being down 2-1 at halftime sounds a little different. Makes me wonder what the coach told them in the locker room or wherever he talked to them at to fire them up and kind of get them going.
Taken away by Heisler. Feeds to the middle, Gonda. Bumped around on the challenge, but the Cowgirls will maintain. Feeds it back to Joseph.
Yeah, it's a good spell of possession into the striker, back out, back around.
This time Morris cuts towards the middle. A carom off a defender. It'll stay in play. Thies kicks it off of the sliding Morris, and a goal kick awarded to the Bears.
Yeah, I think she was trying to shoot that one. It was a good deflection from the backs there from UCA. But definitely trying to mix it up. Instead of service that time, she's trying to cut inside and have a strike on goal.
Pruner set to boom this one away. Tipped out a play by Morris. It was Morris and Thies close by, but the throw in awarded to the Bears. Dangerous play. Cowgirls able to get it off, trying to maintain. Pineda's got it. She's a great facilitator. A goal and assist already on the year is Pineda. Ex-Corette Pineda, soccer's in her blood, Michael. Her sister played at Notre Dame. Two brothers, one played for the Chicago Fire. The other one played at North Carolina and currently plays for the Chicago Fire. That's a pretty good lineup right there.
That's some good blood. That's some really good blood there. The soccer family, I wonder what kind of trash talk they have, you know, at holidays, family gatherings, all the things like that of who's done what. I'm sure it's an awesome family and they're proud of each other, but what a cool family to be a part of. It's all of them.
Well, she's one of two players in the Oklahoma State lineup announced as part of the preseason All Big 12 team. Pineda, and then you've also got Loudon Wilson. She was a Big 12 freshman team a year ago as well. That one headed harmlessly into the arms of Grace Gordon. Bears are getting their opportunities at least closer to the box, and you like your chances on that, but really Gordon hasn't had too many problems. That one kicked too far ahead. Pruner will let it roll into the box so she can pick it up. It's wise play.
Yeah, that was a good look there. Logan Heisler trying to make that run in behind. It was a little bit too much of a vertical pass, a little too strong, and yeah, Pruner was all over it. But good look. It did look like she's got some pace, so the Bears need to be watching out for that. You know, speaking of the Bears, we're talking about service, right? That's the thing that's been good so far. You know, the Bears have gotten some opportunities to create some service into the box, and the service has been good. It's been in some dangerous spots. And then, of course, the Bears have just been trying to compete and get on the end of it. Nothing super dangerous just yet, outside of the free kick touch over the bar that Grace Gordon had.
Now Alex Morris on the near side, feeding ahead. Looking for Heisler, a little bit too far ahead, and Heisler kind of gave up on it. Either A, was offsides, or knew she wasn't going to be able to get there. And the win on the throw end to Oklahoma State. Pruner tried to kick it out to the right side, but airmail.
Yeah, a little bit of a miss hit there. That's unfortunate. Your team just won it back, but that's okay. Enough time to settle in there. It wasn't developing that quickly.
Chloe Joseph, a part of the All Big 12 freshman team a year ago as well. A Challenge free kick now for Oklahoma State. Too much contact from Van Gundy.
Yeah, that was a good play there from Loudon Wilson. As we just talked about her a second ago, she's looking to get a little bit more active on the ball. Her touches have been good. She looks to be pretty creative, just from the little bit we've seen her so far in this game.
Good challenge there from Mazzola. Kicked away. Cowgirls will maintain. That was Molly Briner trying to kick it over the edge. Now dancing in the middle. Loudon Wilson. Tried to find Alex Morris streaking on the right side, but once again the pass a little too far ahead.
Yeah, so here we are 20 minutes in, and the game started to settle a little bit. Oklahoma State's picking up more of the ball. Loudon Wilson's been a few more touches active. Same thing with Pineda. They're getting on the ball a little bit more. So we'll see if this is developing a bit of a rhythm and they can kind of create some chances. They haven't had much so far. It's been mostly UCA in terms of the more dangerous opportunities.
Gordon got under that one, tried to clear it away. Pineda challenging, kicks it away to Joseph. Morris to Gonda, tangled up. They're gonna let it play on. Mazzola tried to feed. That one off the foot awkwardly, flies out of play. The throw in to Oklahoma State.
We're getting some activity in the crowd over here.
Well, yeah, certainly some chirping from the stands. Oklahoma State has traveled well. Central Arkansas's got quite a few fans here at home also. The wind has played a little bit of a factor. We've seen on some of these passes, you've just got to aim a little differently, ball sailing a little more perhaps. It's blowing really from the opposite side of the field.
Yeah.
What is that, east to west? Yeah.
Yeah, east to west. Yeah, we're getting a nice breeze up here. I'm not looking at the corner flag and the obviously our American flag up there. It's coming right at us. This is advantageous for us.
Now, this is not east to west in terms of the field of play. It's the opposite sideline flowing towards the near sideline. That's the way the wind is blowing, which directionally is east to west.
That's right.
Free kick, Central Arkansas still. Both sides without a goal. They're trying to drive on that far end. Cross to the middle, too tall. A good look for Central Arkansas. They'll kick it around. Megan Mounty, nice job to keep the play alive. Back into the box. 3 defenders for Oklahoma State there. They had it out. And that one's cleared out of play. Bears will win the throw in on the near side.
Very dangerous service there coming down that right side against some good 1v1 battling. That, again, led to a really dangerous cross. Just a little too high for anyone on the UCA side to get on the end of it.
It's a great feed, though. Mazzola was ready. Just a little bit too tall. Nice footwork, but it's stolen away by Van Gundy. And a nice job by Loudon Wilson.
Win it right back.
Yep, slid right in there, challenged, got all ball. If you hit ball first without it being in possession, foot contact by the dribbler, you're okay.
Yeah, you know, this is one of those things that's very difficult. That's generally the call, right? You ball first, you can still get body. There's a lot more just trying to determine the nature of the tackle, right? You can't show your studs and get the ball first and still go through their ankles or anything. That's a very dangerous play. But yeah, a clean tackle, obviously getting some ball. Some of the player is part of the game.
Well, now, Michael, you've been around the game a while as a player, but also a coach. Is there anything that goes into coaching in terms of challenging a play that maybe you can get away with, or what goes through that process?
Yeah, you know, slide tackles are interesting because I feel like you've got two different sides of the bandwagon. Some coaches don't ever want you to leave your feet and tackle, and other coaches like it. They like you to leave your feet. They think it's a, opportunity to obviously win a ball. I mean, that's yeah, we could talk more about this, but I'd be willing to share for sure.
Yeah, we'll do it after the break. Hydration for both teams. It's hot. We'll be right back, continuing the first half of action from Conway, Arkansas.
Welcome to the Atlantic Sun. Welcome to the Atlantic Sun, where heart-pounding moments are born and where champions rise above, where speed defies limits and precision finds its mark, where millions of fans nationwide cheer for excellence, determination, and fairness.
So delicious, naturally. Highland.
Oklahoma State, UCA. Second consecutive matchup between these two schools. Cowgirls ranked 17th nationally. They knocked off a very good Nebraska Cornhusker program. They've won 2 consecutive. Hydration break. Here's how it looks. Michael, run us through this.
Yeah, from a hydration standpoint, right, I don't remember this happening when I was a player, but again, the first break is coming 25 and the 30, between the 25th and 30th minute. In the first half, second half, we've got the break coming between the 70th and 75th minute. Again, giving all the players time to hydrate, and yeah, hopefully not so much.
Well, we're just about set to resume play. It's kind of a stalemate thus far. UCA 2 shots on goal. Oklahoma State does not have any. There was a yellow card. They gave it to Grace Gordon, the keeper. Didn't really see that turn of events, but that's what they've given, at least on the stats we've been given.
Yeah, that's interesting. It didn't look like it involved the keeper at all, but that's okay. Maybe we can figure out a little bit of something later. But yeah, UCA's had some good chances from the Cowgirl standpoint. I feel like they're developing some momentum as the half wore on, but pretty even so far, I would say.
5 fouls against Oklahoma State, 1 for UCA. Cowgirls undefeated. Really great start to the year. They've not allowed a goal this year either. They feed it near side. Backstrom, the freshman, tangled up with 2 Cowgirl defenders. That's Joseph. She still got it, comes out of there with it. Kicks ahead to Morris. Tries to feed Gonda. It's there. Good box out from Gonda. Crashing around. Pinballs out of play. And the win for Oklahoma State. They'll have the throw in.
Yeah, Gonda's had a battle so far. She's been going at both the UCA center backs here pretty firmly. She's had a lot of target play. A lot of balls are coming into her feet. She's trying to hold it up, and that's a lot. You got to have not only good touch, but you got to have the strength to hold off the defender to keep possession too. Not an easy feat.
Pineda with the ball. She's dangerous when she's got it. A little bit of a field general at times. Kind of controls the traffic.
Yeah, she's had a lot of touches again as maybe the first 10, 15 minutes of the game wore on.
There's a feed. Danger. It was kicked by Gonda. Sliding in. Pruner gets the save. That was a dangerous play. Pruner a little bit banged up after the kick, but a nice play nonetheless.
And coming down this left side, the through ball was good. The timing of this was getting a little bit closer for the Cowgirls, but again, Pruner read that really well, came out, took a little knock on the play, but she's up and going now.
I don't think people realize there on that far side, Gonda gets that kick. If she's able to get it over Pruner, it could be dangerous.
Yeah, one-on-one with the keeper. I mean, it just takes a little flick, not much, especially with Pruner coming out at full speed. It was a dangerous play in terms of attacking chance there for the Cowgirls.
That's their best chance of the early afternoon. Under 20 to play in the first half. Scramble in the challenge, Van Gundy. They'll kick it around now. Feast with it near the midline.
I will say, going back to the water break, the hydration break that just happened a few minutes ago, I'm certain that it probably happened during my playing career, but I don't really remember. I remember playing games over here at 4 o'clock in the afternoon and it being 100 degrees and just struggling.
Well, a lot has come and changed in the game, really in all sports across. There's a good chance y'all are playing when you probably should have had a break or two, right?
Yeah, or playing when we shouldn't have played.
Yeah, that's exactly
We
right.
didn't have the blessing of this stadium and these lights when I was here. It was a couple years after I left. So the only night games that I got were when we traveled to opponents and, they had a stadium.
You've seen a lot of good stadiums. Talked about playing at Creighton, very prolific men's program. As a coach against Louisville.
Yeah. Those are the two that sparked to my memory the other night. I've been to Missouri State many times. A lot of the Missouri Valley opponents we traveled to and played during my career, but as well as when I was coaching, we ended up getting in that conference for several seasons. So your Bradley, Missouri State, Southern Illinois at Edwardsville, been to all those, played at all those. None is nice as Creighton, I'll just say that.
Back to action. A couple of substitutions for both sides.
I'll tell you another cool place that I played, San Diego State. I coached San Diego State.
Wow.
Obviously in San Diego there. It was really cool. Their field was on top of where basically all the cars park. So you had this like view over the ocean, and it was just crazy beautiful. On a car garage or whatever you want to call that. Yeah.
Interesting. The Aztecs from San Diego State. Bet you've seen a lot of beautiful venues in your time.
Absolutely.
I'm sure both these teams would like to play at least with it a little bit cooler. The breeze helps, as you mentioned.
Yeah, and some fresh legs, right? We just had some subs on both sides. So that, bringing the energy of the game up, hopefully that's what you want your substitutions to do. Keep the level high, and if not, expose the other team where they seem maybe a little fatigued.
Cabby Thies, dangerous play back. Here's Oklahoma State crashing. Nice free pass from Deuce Madsen. Too far behind Van Gundy on that attempt. Errant pass, now the Cowgirls have it.
Yeah, that was some playing out of the back under pressure there from the Bears. They were right on the top of their box, having 2 or 3 passes. I'm sure it makes the coach nervous. It was making me nervous up here. Seemed like any one of those passes could have got picked off and would have led to a counter.
And sometimes as a team, you read that maybe your opponent's taking a little bit more time. They're not as urgent, perhaps, to get the pass around. Cowgirls realized that. They crashed quick, and they nearly got a takeaway and a one-on-one opportunity.
Yeah, you're really trying to lull them into, like, oh, we're not coming hard, and then all of a sudden at the snap of a finger, you all go. Talking with Coach Bishop for the Bears before the game, that was one of the tactical things he hoped to see out of his team was just the timing of when to press and the timing of when to sit in. And when you press, when you go, the whole team goes together. That's crucial. Otherwise, you end up just players are sprinting and others are not. And that can, wear you out and obviously not be effective.
Pineda wanted the corner, not going to be awarded. It'll be a goal kick for Pruner. She just got tangled up. 2 defenders there in that right corner. Pineda, you like your chances with a player like that, but 1v2, it's tough to win the battle.
Yeah, that's one that you just try to win. And I think what she was trying to do, she was just trying to win the corner out of it. A bit unlucky or maybe the wrong call. Who knows? Pretty far away for us to see here. But I think the knowledge of what to do was there. Just execution was tough.
But right back through with it. Nice spin move. Gets tipped around, no call. Play on, says the referee. And Van Gundy tried to clear ahead, but timing wasn't there. Cowgirls have to kick it to the keeper, Gordon. Tried to clear.
Yeah, it was a lot of leg. Obviously, you hear some more rumblings in the stands over here. It looked like a foul to me. Pineda didn't argue. She got right back up one way or the other where she didn't want to argue, or it just happened.
Now Reagan Morris into the box, cross middle, behind the attacker. They'll still maintain. Shot too far to the right. Molly Briner, the senior from Broken Arrow, with a good look, but she pushed it to the right.
And this is just one of those things you can see how dangerous they are. Just one-on-one down that right side. Again, this is a perfect ball back So one of the things we'll talk about from probably a coaching standpoint is that ball that she played back, it was not flat. It was not straight across. It was angled backwards. It was perfect for one of her teammates to run onto, which is exactly what happened. Just obviously the shot came a little bit wide, but textbook soccer coaching right there. You doesn't get much better than that. She didn't have an angle to shoot, laying it back off at a great angle, and just unfortunate on not being able to get that on the frame.
Is that similar to maybe an outswinger from a corner? You're pushing it away from the goal to the left, back to where only your player's at?
Yeah, that's exactly right. And just from a defensive recovery standpoint, most of the defenders are just hauling straight back anyways, all right? And so it gets to be, they're quote unquote probably catching up, and they're crashing the goal. And so that ball that goes backwards, it's almost impossible to then stop, change your direction, and try to go deal with that. And usually, the way it's coached, like from that standpoint, you have a trailing player for Oklahoma State that's going to always be there, or should always be there for that opportunity.
And it ended up almost a goal for Bryner. Corner now for Pineda. The in-swinger back. Pruner knocks it down. Loose ball. Still scramble. Back of the net. Off the rejection. And the Cowgirls strike first.
Just like that. Very dangerous service there from Pineda. That corner kick made it really difficult for Pruner to catch. All right, she ended up knocking it straight down, and then the clearance didn't quite happen. Fell right at the feet for Oklahoma State, who just buried it in the corner. Let's watch this again. All right, good to get the hands on a missed clearance there, and then just buried. That's when you got big eyes and you're just ready to crush.
Well, and that's why you like those corners. Cross the middle, anything can happen. Pruner wasn't able to hold on to it, and then problems ensued. Great job by the Cowgirls. Hey, they cleaned up the mess, found an opening, and hit the back of the net.
Yeah, going off of what we talked about the other day, that was an in-swinger, but it was hit with so much pace that Pruner couldn't hold it, which is the, first thing that led to the next thing, and then all of a sudden, it's in the back of the net.
So now some momentum for Oklahoma State. They strike first. But the steal for the Bears. Cowgirls get it right back. Hoppers. Feeds middle. Chloe right outside now. Almost playing a little bit of keep away. They've got the goal, and they're still trying to pressure on, no question, but they want to set it up to get an open look again.
Yeah, a game like this that's hot, you hope to, see it from a team that's winning later on in the game. Just keeping the ball, hanging on to it. It's an opportunity to rest a little bit, and that'll be interesting to watch as this game goes on. Obviously, if Oklahoma State keeps this lead, if they'll just try to rest with the ball. They don't have to try to press numbers forward and try to get a goal, try to get a game winner. That will be UCA's response at this point now.
Well, and two, you think about it, that can be a high reward, high risk perhaps if you are pushing too much, you don't have the numbers back, whatever. You still are going to take your chances and attack and set up, but you aren't forced to, and you can kind of play a little bit on the reactive, play defense as well as look for your opportunities.
Yeah. Yeah, that's different, obviously, strategies from different teams, but that's, again, you get a hot day, that's definitely what you want. We still got a lot of time left in this, obviously. We're not even done with the one half here, so we'll see if UCA's got any kind of response to finish the half.
Cowgirls strike first on the goal from Nicole Ray. Her first goal of the year. Puts the Cowgirls in front. They've never trailed a game this year thus far. Naturally, they haven't allowed a goal. And the same will be true thus far today, at least in the early part of the contest.
Yep, they weathered the storm early on that UCA brought with just some of the service, some of the calls, some of the chances. And I feel like they've settled in real well. Getting into even more of a rhythm, the connecting for more passes, using players through the middle of the park a bit more, and again, creating some chances.
Cowgirls in enemy territory. Feed backside. Right. Little give and go. Got kicked around. The Bears will have it. Nice challenge in the takeaway, but then gave it right back. Sloppy play. Bears will have it. Now that one's stolen towards the middle. Looking to scramble. Chloe Wright feeding. Karams off a Bear. Contact, free kick awarded, and UCA will have it.
Yeah, there's a little bit of back and forth, and not a lot of completed passes there. I think just the pressure there in the middle of the park was just too high on every single time the other team wanted it. The pressure was back on. Couldn't complete a pass and get out of pressure.
Cowgirls 1-0 lead, first half goal. Nicole Ray. They have possession here in their own territory. Under 10 to play in the first half. Oklahoma State 3-0 coming in, ranked 17th nationally. UCA 0-1. Lost to Tulsa in their first regular season contest.
Yeah, tough couple first games here, playing against Tulsa, playing against Oklahoma State. You know, we talked about this from the men's perspective the other night for the Bears, of just playing a schedule that is just tough, playing some big teams early on. You know, the men have the road match tonight against Wake Forest, at Wake Forest. Just try to prep you for conference games, just trying to prep you, you know, get a little bit better each week. No small feat trying to play against Oklahoma State.
No kidding. They're off to a great start. And they have looked very, very good. Almost seemed like things went according to plan early. They let UCA kind of get their chances and then lulled them to sleep. They waited off until they got a corner opportunity from Pineda. Pruner got the save initially, lost the ball. Bears tried to clear it, didn't get it out of the box, and Nicole Ray finished the job for Oklahoma State. Whistle blows, another free kick.
Yeah, it's a good set of passes here. Trying to string something together for the Bears, and then it looks like another foul was drawn. Hard to see from up here what exactly happened. The referee was closer, so we're going to trust his call there.
Gabby Thies to handle the free kick. Back to Pruner.
Looks like they called the foul in the wide area, so maybe after the pass centrally happened, she got fouled.
There's a steal on the jump. Megan Mouty tries to feed Armstrong. Tipped out of play. Bears will have the throw in. Couple of substitutions for both teams.
I can imagine if you've got the depth of bench, you'll want to use a lot of players, especially in the second half. Again, just with the hot day, even with the hydration break, it's just hard to keep up, and you want to keep the level high, particularly for the Bears, because now they're going to be on the back foot chasing the game a little bit. They'll want fresh legs in there to try to press when they can and get forward and create some chances.
Cowgirls bring in Gracie Ben-Boydle and Aubrey Wagner. Bears will lean on Melissa Rios and Kayla Hurley into the game. Hurley, the freshman from Bella Vista, Arkansas. Rios, a transfer from Arkansas State, not from far away, Greenbrier, Arkansas.
Just down the road a little bit.
Yeah. Redshirt junior for the Bears.
Yeah, it's nice to, I'm sure for any school to have some local talent to get to play with. Little through ball there, almost got on the end of it. Again, Pruner's been really good to get off of her line quickly, sensing those through passes to come and then just, you know, getting out there. She's read the game really well to kind of cut out some of those.
You got to have good vision as a goalkeeper, and sometimes you also have to have great anticipation to know, hey, is this my time to jump in? Is you got to read your attackers? Are they coming in a little quicker than you think? Sometimes you take chances, and sometimes you take the wrong ones.
Yeah, that's definitely true. So far, she's taken the right chances. I know the one in the early on in this half, all right, where it was, her and Conda went in and kind of tackled together. That was the closest one. Otherwise, she's been able to pick them off fairly easily, fairly quickly, which just tells me just her ability to read the game and read the play. She's got high, soccer IQ and intellect.
Try to feed into the box. Taken away by Van Gundy.
Yeah, the Bears absorbing some pressure now, and they're just trying to keep it for a second. All right, try to catch their breath, a little energy. Don't need to force anything. Again, there's still a lot of match left.
Leodus Madsen feeds to Thies midline. Trying to launch ahead, but nobody home except on the far edge. That's Carolyn Billings. She'll track it down in that right corner. They look to reset. Almost dangerous there for Oklahoma State. Nice defensive play on the challenge takeaway. Cowgirls look to push. Don't quite have the numbers. Feed backside middle. That's Nicole Ray. She's already got one goal. Wants another. Carom off the defender. Stays in play. Aubrey Wagner attempt. Shot on goal, but Pruner snatches it out of the air.
It's a good counter there from the Cowgirls. All right, again, kind of back and forth, both ends of the field there within just a matter of, 20 seconds or so. From one chance to the other. That was fun to watch.
We've got a lot of action, Michael. I mean, really, it's been a fun first half. A few attempts on shots on goal, but Oklahoma State's the only team to find the back of the net. We'll have a stoppage of play. Looks like our referee wants to slow things down a little bit.
Yeah, pointing to maybe a head injury, which is obviously cause for stoppage as soon as possible. Different than other injuries. We talked about advantage a little bit earlier. You could have a player down on your team or the other team that may have gotten hurt or something like that. But there's no rule that says you got to kick it out of bounds or anything like that. You can continue play for as long as you want. Now, the sportsmanlike thing to do might be kick it out or whatever. But obviously, for a head injury, they stop it immediately and take care of that because that's a very, very serious issue.
No doubt about it, and rightfully so. I mean, that's certainly a great call by our head ref. First half fouls you see on your screen been physical. Cowgirls might be on the wrong side a few times of a couple of calls.
From up here, it looked like it, and definitely from the fans' perspective, we're hearing about it. But I feel like as the half has went on, he's done a better job. It's been more neutral, if you want to call it that, where it's been obvious, or he's let some stuff play on for both sides, where he could have called something and he didn't. But yeah, early on, it definitely we didn't know what we were getting into. Again, I don't envy referees, as I told you the other night. I think it's one of the hardest jobs to do. I definitely do not want to be a referee. The way the pace of these games and how fast stuff can happen, it's so hard to get it right. So it's, unfortunately, having grace for the referee is not always a thing you talk about with your team or amongst your coaching staff, because you want them to get it right every single time.
But they're human. And you're, in the speed of the game especially, it's easy to think, man, that ref's out to get me, what have you. But it's tough. When you're looking, especially sports like this, basketball, whatever, games that are played at a very high pace, well, you got a split second to make the call, and you're going to make one side or the other unhappy.
Yeah. Things happening quickly, and there's not like a lot of stoppages or anything like that. But we'll see. Here's another corner for the Cowgirls. They won. Dangerous on the last one. This is where they scored their goal.
Their corner taken by Nicole Ray. She's the one that's giving the Cowgirls the lead. Handles the corner this time. Front line, headed out near the back of the box. Now it's entered. Dangerous diving save from Kesa Pruner. Keeps it a 1-0 game.
Wow, from up here, it looked like slow motion on that save of just how she dove, and she was totally flaring out in the air, catching that. Little flick to the side here led to this shot. Really dangerous. But again, what a save there from Pruner.
Aubrey Wagner, the freshman, got a great boot on that. Good look on goal, back left corner. Pruner with the attempt. If she's not there, it's 2-0.
Yeah, that was going side netting, no doubt. I don't know if she caught it as well as she wanted to, but the line that it was taking, it looked like it was going to hit the side of the net, which is, you know, almost perfect.
Under 90 seconds to go. Cowgirls trying to add to the 1-0 lead. They look to drive middle. Chloe Wright feeds left side. Bears trying to hold. Feed to the middle. Kicked off a defender right to Pruner. Just right at 60 seconds remaining in the first half. Still a little bit to go, Michael, but if you're Coach Bishop, if you're Coach Carmichael, what do you feel for your team?
You know, for Coach Bishop, we'll probably talk about this a little bit, about just like, hey, keeping the momentum going like they started the half. That's going to be huge, and there's a lot of takeaways, positives from the beginning. And then for Coach Carmichael, just kind of coaching his team on, hey, how they settled in and how they responded to the pressure. They absorbed it, and now, you know, they're in the game. Obviously, they've got the go-ahead goal, and they're getting more of the chances right now. So it's all positive from his standpoint too. You're not going to always start great, but if you can weather that storm, stay in the game, is good to see.
So far, that's been the case. 17th ranked Cowgirls leading 1-0. Bears trying to make a last-ditch effort, but don't think there's enough time. That one's cleared towards the middle. And that will conclude the first 45 minutes of play. Oklahoma State, they strike first. They've got the 1-0.
The game changers, the playmakers, you know, kind of back in the mix, a lot of it, you know, looking to have big years as well. And just, you know, gaining off of that confidence they had last year within their conference, and even beating Florida Gulf Coast at home. You know, anything's possible, really.
Well, if you're just now joining us, JB Brazil alongside Michael Girard, Oklahoma State in the road orange. They're going to be moving from right to left here in this second half of action. UCA, the home team, the Bears in the home whites. They'll be moving from left to right. Cowgirls with the advantage, 1-0. Nicole Ray with the goal there late in that first half. It's the difference in the game right now.
Yeah, this will be exciting second half. We'll see how the Bears start. They come out hot and aggressive like they did in the start of the first half. And, you know, again, Oklahoma State played into their way of just getting some possession, getting some chances, some corner kicks, a couple set pieces here and there, and even some other service. So we'll see if they can continue that kind of rhythm as well.
Second half kickoff underway. Adelia Gondo was the one to control, kicks it back to the back part. And the Cowgirls looking to set up. Chloe Joseph tracks down the loose ball. Trying to feed middle, quick push out to the far side. Trying to drive middle, then kicks it. A little too far ahead. Bears with it. On the outside, Anna Kerr tries to feed middle. That's Megan Mowdy. Gets it taken away. Good defense on the outside. Kicked out of play. Cowgirls will win the throw-in on the near side.
Yeah, it was some good 1v1 defending, covering that space, and then even just knocking it off of Mowdy to keep the throw in and keep it possession.
Alex Morris, wing back, will handle the trigger.
She must just like the fan side of the field, you know. Always found that interesting. Whenever players, you know, they play right wing in the first half, left wing in the second half, or whatever, made me wonder if you just didn't want to be on the same side as your coach or whatever.
Over on your own island, right? Get to play freely. Morris is a great player. We've seen her on a handful of opportunities. That one was that kick back towards the middle, the backside of the defense.
Yeah, that highlight there in the first half again. That was the textbook move. You bring it down to the end line or the byline, and instead of playing it straight across where the goalkeeper or defenders can eat it up.
There's a Karam towards the middle. Nice from the outside. Pruner dives in, saves a scramble. Gonda got the header to her teammate. A little bit of a shank, perhaps, not a clean kick there, and it falls harmlessly to Pruner.
Yep, just like that. The ball got wide for service real quick. Again, good service in. A little bit of deflection, sent it high in the air, and again, Pruner couldn't necessarily come out and get it. She disrupted the play, but it ended up in her hands. So good stuff there from her.
Errant pass too far ahead, taken away by Ashlyn May. Try to kick to the wing, a challenge. Cowgirls have it, man down. A lot of contact there, just a collision. Head on. But glad to see that Ellie Jeffroy's okay.
Yeah, it looks like Anna Kerr didn't put the brakes on as soon as maybe she needed to. Thought she might be on the winning end of that 50-50 ball, but just a hair late. There's no way to stop. Nothing dirty about the foul, but definitely a foul.
They'll feed Joseph there on that back right side.
Be looking for her. Excuse me. Be looking for Anna Kerr to have some more impact on this half. You know, we highlighted her in the pregame with a goal and assist against Tulsa, and she had some service down this right side in the first half, and you know, just looking for her to get a little bit more involved.
Also interesting to note, Pineda's not on the field right now. Very great player for them. I'd be saving her for a little bit of a surge there in the second half.
Yeah, could be, again, coming in a little bit later, maybe closer to the hydration break to finish the game with, you know, your ace in the middle of the park is good strategy. Again, from Oklahoma State's perspective, their subs came in and kept the level high, if not, you know, rose the level with their play and obviously the pressure that they did, the possession that they were able to gain as the half went on. You know, it's nice to have a bench that's deep enough to come in and have that impact.
Free kick awarded once again to the Cowgirls. That loose scramble, a challenge, just kind of stuck that foot out a little bit, got too much of the leg.
Yeah, in the first half, Oklahoma State got a couple quick fouls, and now it's UCA a couple quick fouls. Fortunately for the Bears, or unfortunately for the Cowgirls, they haven't been in like super dangerous positions.
Morris dribbling to the middle, off balance, kick deep, had a chance, and Pruner with an excellent save.
There's Morris again. She's done such a good job, whether she's taking it down the sideline or cut inside. You know, and this time she cut inside, strikes it well. Pruner with that touch over the ball. Difficult. Again, probably a little wind we talked about earlier, but good save and obviously good opportunity from the Cowgirls.
Off balance, fading away from Alex Morris from distance, mind you. And that one right there, if Pruner doesn't get a hand on, it's 2-0.
Yeah, that's about 30 yards out.
Loudon Wilson, the corner, going backside, header! Buries it from the edge, and the Cowgirls strike again.
That was textbook corner. Service in the air. Your center back, I believe, might have been Molly. We'll wait and see just for confirmation. Center back going forward, up high in the air. What a great header. Heads it down towards the far post. Man, that was just beautiful. Great corner kick, great header. 2-0 here.
Yeah, going backside. Briner with the header goal. Cowgirls capitalize again. You get it into the danger zone. Inside that box, anything can happen, and Briner made a pay.
Well, Briner has shown herself to be dangerous in the air and effective as looks like one of the center backs, one of the back three here for the Cowgirls going up on corner kicks. Obviously, she's just a target. You know, I'm sure that is a thing they wanted to do is, hey, can you isolate her? Can you get her 1v1 and let her go challenge and ultimately do what she just did, which was put that header straight down. Just watching that replay, man, the technique on that was just fantastic. High in the air, heading it straight down.
So Molly Briner with her first goal of the year. She's had her opportunities, though. 4th shot of the season, but that header was pure.
Yes, it was.
And hey, how about the great ball in the assist from Landon Wilson? Went far side, crosses most of the goal, and then an excellent header from Briner.
Yeah, that kind of service, it moves the goalkeeper from side to side, right? So starting with closer to the goal, moving it inside, and obviously then back away, just moving the goalkeeper back across.
Van Gundy feeds Kerr, cross middle, too tall and far away. Goal kick upcoming for Gordon.
It's a good response there from UCA, getting an opportunity down this right side. Again, Van Gundy and Kerr, they combined a lot last year for some of the goals or some of the assists. Here's that goal again from the set-piece corner. Hit to that backside, keeper's moving back across. Again, just outside of Bruner's reach. Very, very good finish.
Now a through ball here, could be danger. One-on-one, kick, shank to the right. Lot of contact rolling in. Nicole Ray wanted goal number 2 of the day. That was just too tough.
Yes, it was. This ball through here. Ray's showing a little bit of her pace. Got on the end of this, just that left-footed strike, just a hair wide, maybe 4 or 5 feet right of the post there. Good opportunity. You know, Pruner did a good job coming out, cutting down the angle, making it difficult. But again, could have went one way or the other.
That's exactly right. I mean, you could tell when Pruner kind of angled that left side, it gave really just a small window, especially with the way that she was crashing in. Would have hit it near perfectly to give it a chance. Another attempt on goal goes wide left side. It's going to be off the carom, though, so a corner kick win for the Cowgirls.
Yep, Cowgirls back down here putting some more pressure on. Again, just not really letting UCA out of their end. Another deflection here leading to this corner. Wonder if UCA will do anything different with how they mark or how they defend this corner based on the last one.
Wilson to handle the corner. Oklahoma State up 2-0. Go back middle. Karam off a defender, stays in the box. Kicked back out to Wilson. Tries to feed middle, headed out. Morris heads it back to Wilson. They feed middle. That's Ray. Tried to lob it, stays with it, little bit off the fingertip or off the tip of the boot. Easy play for Pruner.
This was fun to watch here from Ray. She's trying to get a little creative here. As she picks up this ball, let her try to do this little scoop pass over, and then it bounces right up. And this is a goal scorer's dream when it pops up like that, and they can volley it out of the air. They just had a little bit of a slingshot moment kind of down the leg. Very difficult to hit, but if you hit them well, it's definitely dangerous.
Well, especially when you control it middle, you got options. You know, you can do a handful of different things. You got angles or a pass. It looked like she was either trying to pass that to Gonda coming in or try to shank it right corner.
Yes, yeah, the first one, again, he's trying a little scoop pass. That's very difficult, but it's fun to see the creativity that she has even in that moment. There was no other way to get it to Gonda running through, but that was a good effort.
Challenge maintained by the Bears. Van Gundy has it taken away. Van Gundy and Mazzola, both graduates of Marcus High School, former Marauders. That's a program that won a state title a year ago at the high school ranks. And they've produced a lot of really great talent, too, playing at the Division I level here at Central Arkansas.
Yeah, both have been good impact players for the Bears, too, over the seasons. Van Gundy, obviously, coming in with that accolade from last year, the midfielder of the year, scored several goals and had several assists within conference play, undoubtedly deserved it, and big goals too at that.
She gets the takeaway, the give and go, trying to scramble away from trouble, does. Kicks it on the right side to Anna Kerr. Bears trying to challenge and cut into the deficit. They feed middle. Dancing around back to Anna Kerr. Now the trailer, Ashlyn May. Feeds it middle, too long. Gordon with an easy catch.
Yeah, there was some good track back there from the Cowgirls on that counterattack. Van Gundy playing it wide to Kerr. Kerr just didn't have the legs to get around the last defender there and ended up swinging it back around, and again allowed Oklahoma State to recover, and nothing came out of that. We're seeing a little fatigue set in here from some of the Bears. Visually, I've seen a few hands on the knees, or you can just tell body language.
There's a steal on the near side. Ava Ronsky, her first action, a junior from Little Elm, Texas. Leodus Madsen kicking it over the edge. Good closeout defense for the Cowgirls. Kicked out of play, and Oklahoma State wins the throw-in. Bella Pirati will handle the throw-in. But boy, both goals we've seen this afternoon have been textbook. Nicole Ray's off the carom there in the box from the corner previous, and then here in the second half on that corner, Loudon Wilson connecting with Molly Briner on a brilliant header.
I was going to say both finishes were spot on. They were no fluke from either strike, whether it was the head or obviously coming off of Ray's foot. As soon as they were hit, they looked like goals to me, no matter what. You can kind of feel it coming. Those were both that I felt just looked like good chances.
A little bit of a miscue. No problem, though, tracking it back down as Ella Jeffroy kicks it to her keeper, Gordon. You saw there, though, Anna Kerr was hoping for a miscue and a little late getting the ball after the miss. Oh, boy. Back left side. That's Morris. Looks to crash from the left corner. Dances around. Step back. Near the inside. Now she feeds it far side. Tipped and saved by pruner Nicole Ray tonight again.
This is a great transitional ball from Loudon Wilson near midfield. Hits a wonderful diagonal to the other side. Morris obviously doing what she's done best, which is go 1v1. And I think we were all thinking, hey, she could have hit a shot 2 or 3 or 4 times before she played this ball back across. Again, not the best of contact on the shot, but a great save there from Pruner.
Nicole Ray has had a couple of different decent opportunities that have not been able to go in, but she
could
does have
be
one.
On the score sheet for 3 today, so based on what I've seen.
That corner outside the box, deep shot off the carom out of play. Another corner kick upcoming for Oklahoma State.
Looked like Peroti's trying to get on the score sheet again there, cutting it back on her left foot. It looks like she struck it well, just some good defending there from UCA to get out and deflect that shot from the top of the box.
Yeah, Bella Perotti, a freshman from Alamo, California. She's been big. Great addition to this Oklahoma State program. Right now, the Cowgirls trying to improve to 4-0. Already up to 17th in the national rankings. Far side corner, the middle. Caroling off a couple of headers, stays in, backside. Nice drive from Wilson, but it lands out of play, and another corner.
Yep, the Bears are doing enough. Trying to keep it out of their net again. Oklahoma State's definitely knocking. I mean, that was another good strike there. Looked like Wilson on the end of that with her left foot. Deflected again out for a corner, but she definitely struck it well. You could tell by the contact she made.
Loudon Wilson, a hand in the air, drives it. That one misconnect, a little far inside, never had a chance. Out of play, goal kick for the Bears. And a slew of substitutions for Oklahoma State, and there's a good chance Pineda's one of them.
I believe so. Seeing across the field. I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 new Cowgirls coming on, maybe 6. Hard to see as they exchange the jerseys there.
We don't have the best vantage point, but indeed Pineda is one of the 5 to enter, and that is danger for the Bears.
Yeah, this is one of those things to keep the level high. One of the, talking about line change or hockey or whatever, how you can do with different substitutions and things. That was one of the effective things that happened in my career as a player. I was part of a line change, and that we came in the last 15 minutes of the first half, and then we played the middle 15 of the second half just to keep the level high, and it ended up working out for us. This was my freshman year where we ended up from a Division II side. We went to the Elite Eight in the national tournament. That was my favorite year, as you can imagine.
I bet you did, yeah.
Didn't lose very much, scored a lot of goals, and I got to play a lot, and we went to the national tournament and made it to the Elite Eight. It's pretty cool.
Substitutions for the Bears. Jama Akpanudo, freshman from Searcy, Arkansas. They'll win the throw-in. Akpanudo will handle that, but not before we have some more substitutions on the far side.
Yeah, with the college game, I know we talked about the change of rules for the men, but with the college game and what you can do as substitutions, I mean, you might as well take advantage of what you can do. Play as many people as you can. Obviously, you want to have a deep enough bench where you can do that. But again, on hot days like this, multiple games in a week, man, I would use all the subs. I would use all the subs you can. Even if you're down and you're chasing the game, it's still wise to do that. Give your players a breather and let them catch up and maybe go in and finish the game strong.
The substitutions for the Bears: Brianna Lopez, junior from Fort Smith, Arkansas, and then Macy Harder, the freshman from Owasso, Oklahoma. Cowgirls trying to go on the offensive once again. Just about halfway through, a little over halfway through this second half. If the Bears are going to come back, they got to start thinking about things now. Still plenty of time left, but you certainly got to make sure you make the most of your possessions.
Yeah, it's a good opportunity down this left side here from the Bears. Let's see if they can get something out of it, some sort of cross or service in here. Cowgirls have done a pretty good job of coming back quickly. Didn't quite get released far enough down where we could get the early service there for the Bears.
Yeah, good job really closing in defensively, cutting off the angles and forcing that throw in. That's one thing for Oklahoma State. They do a really good job of collapsing defensively. They don't give you a lot of breathing room.
No, you can tell that's one of the huge things that's kept them probably having all of these shutouts so far, this many minutes and no goals against. You start to take pride in that as a team, but also as a goalkeeper and a set of back line and like your holding midfielder that, it's like a thing you talk about probably before the game of let's keep the clean sheet. We'll let our offense do what they need to do. We just got to keep the clean sheet, and that's, our focus. So obviously everybody defends in a lot of ways. Everybody attacks. But to be able to slow the game down like that is huge.
Taryn Tebow to the middle. Danger, but out of play. That was a great feed from Taryn Tebow.
Yep, dangerous. About head height right across the top of the box. Just unfortunate the end of that wasn't able to be put on to the frame. Good little battle on this side close to us, though. That was nice 1v1 and obviously good service there with the left foot.
Ashlyn May dribbling ahead, tries to feed it middle. That's Van Gundy. Able to control. Well, there's a lot of orange back there.
Yeah, Van Gundy did a really good job bringing that down out of the air, keeping possession. Just didn't have a whole lot of options going forward, and particularly with the Cowgirls defense. As you said, just kind of locking it down, very compact, very together. Not a lot of gaps in between the lines. It's some good defending.
Very composed passing. Joseph goes far side to Morris. Boy, Alex Morris has been fun to watch.
Yep, now she's back on that side of the field. Who knows? Flip a coin. Whatever the coach says, that's what she does. I like a player like that. Goes wherever she needs to, and, you know, will play any position probably that she gets asked. She just probably wants to be on the field. That's always my favorite attitude of the player is tell me what you need and I'll play there. You can coach that up any day.
Well, and for Morris, though she hasn't been on the action, at least from the highlight standpoint, she's just a gritty player. Created a lot of different opportunities. Danger into the middle. That one's caromed away. Heisler wanted the opportunity. They maintain. Gonda got it. Oh, boy. They got to blow a whistle there. Got tangled up. That one's likely going against Ava Ronsky.
Yeah, I think a little frustration in that as we kind of watch this replay. She thought she had more time on the ball. Obviously, got closed down real quickly, and then a little frustration of a little kind of over the hip there.
And hey, it's easy to let things flare up a little bit. It's warm out there. You're trailing 2-0. You know, maybe got hit a little bit wrong on one of those, you know, that you can't see.
Yeah, you definitely obviously don't want your players to respond with any kind of malice or, you know, injury type of tackle, which that wasn't it. That was just a little frustration and pulling her down. Just a dangerous spot to do it. You know, if they score a goal from here, you know, the coaches are probably going to have some words with her after the game on the replay or, you know, the game film. I definitely would.
So now here for the free kick, Xcaret Pineda. Likely the one taking this kick.
Looks like she's lining up to want to strike it. Maybe like a touch and a strike. We'll see what actually happens here.
It will be Pineda. She'll take an attempt. It wasn't a bad one, but just too far to the left. And Pruner maybe a little shaken up after the diving attempt. Still on the turf. Look at this strike, though.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what happened with Pruner, but that strike was hit very hard. Just missed it. I mean, bent over the wall like that. That was very dangerous.
Well, we're halfway through this one. Another hydration break here in the second half. We'll wrap things up with the second half of the second half, and we come back 2-0 Oklahoma State. Well, while they took the hydration break, they kept tending to Kaysa Pruner, and looks like she's all right. Just maybe a little shaken up.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if they were stretching her for maybe some cramps or who knows. It looked like a little stretching session going on. You know, she could have planted her foot a little bit funny as she tried to make that dive across the goal. Who knows? But, yeah, she looks like she's fine, ready to go, and try to finish this game strong.
As you see there, if it's greater than 86 degrees, that's when this hydration break rule comes into effect. It was 91 degrees at kickoff. Thus, the rule being enforced.
That's right. Yeah, I used to have to take salt tablets before the game because I was sweat so much. I had a teammate who used to have to change his shoes at halftime because they were, you know,
wow,
full of sweat. He was a sweater, though. Big time. We knew that about him, and so he would change it at halftime every single game that it was this hot for sure.
Well, Pineda missed on the free kick far left, so a goal kick will come here now as they resume play. Bears trailing 2-0, hoping for a last surge. Cowgirls still have yet to allow a goal all year long. And there were a couple of opportunities early in the first half for the Bears, but Grace Gordon and the defense did a really nice job of limiting from there on.
Yeah, that early onslaught was about as much as, you know, it looked like the Cowgirls wanted or needed. I mean, there's been few chances since then. They've locked everything down. They've figured it out, whether it's some sort of attacking pattern UCA is doing or, you know, just the wear and tear of the game going on, energy levels and things. They've locked it down. I mean, hardly any shots. I don't even know, maybe a little bit of service here and there that's gone wayward from the Bears, but they've locked it down, and then they've turned it on the other end.
And it helps when you've got the slew of substitutions. We'll have another one for Oklahoma State. You're right. They've applied the pressure, and when they've brought in that second line, if you will, you've mentioned it. It's almost as if they've upped the ante. They've increased that pressure, and really it's just been too much for UCA.
Yeah, just hot day like this, tired legs. I mean, even as we talked about earlier in the match, that Oklahoma State's played 3 matches and, probably close to the same time span that UCA's had the one. You would think UCA would just have some fresh legs, but you know what? This heat can still take it out of you. It doesn't matter if you played 1 game in a week or a couple. It's still tough.
Jama Akpenedo. Free kick will be awarded to UCA.
It's a good opportunity here. Bears can put something in the mix, maybe win the first ball, second ball, try to get a shot on frame.
That one caroms loose. Dangerous, but Gordon's able to alter the drive there, kicked out of play. It'll be a goal kick, but a nice attempt.
Yeah, watch the service in here. Dangerous balls, hit real hard with a lot of topspin there. Looks like Oklahoma State couldn't quite get on the end of it. A little deflection, making it interesting. Gordon was there, I think, to cover, but in terms of UCA chance, that was a good opportunity.
Akpenedo tried to feed in, got kicked away. Free kick for UCA off of Joseph. Ashlyn May will throw it in.
There's a lot of stuff. I'm going to think about one of the things that Coach Bishop for the Bears told us before the game. Just talked about the group and how there's a leadership group for every class, and just how many votes came in for so many different people. I'm looking over here at the sideline for the Bears right now, and everybody's standing up. They're down 2-0 at home against the 17th ranked team in the country, and they're still up. They're still cheering. They're still going hard, trying to encourage their teammates that are on the field from playing. I love seeing that about a team. I love seeing that about the culture. Says a lot when you're together, even if the people that are on the bench want to be on the field. It says a lot when you're together. And I just think that's just a cool sign and testament to, just the team they have and the culture they have built so far under, Coach Bishop's leadership.
Any coach, they want their players to buy in to whatever it is, the culture, whatever, and certainly try to build something big here at UCA. He's been here a while, but it's always great to see that chemistry between your teammates. Now they feed middle. Loose ball. That was Loudon Wilson. She almost had an opportunity from close.
Yeah, it's a good little ball from the outside into Wilson. It looked like it was from Logan Heisler. She's been pretty dangerous as well. A lot of good movement up top, both sides of the field. She's been fun to watch, and really think, from a game standpoint, she's had a decent impact on the game with some chances. Similar to, we talked about Logan Wilson, as well as, a couple other the Oklahoma State players just having more of an impact as the game has gone on.
Lopez comes away with the steal, feeds Van Gundy. Joseph jumps from behind the challenge, gets the takeaway. They try to feed. They got some opportunity here. Reagan Morris, the freshman, a little out of control, but it's kicked away, and it'll be a goal kick for Pruner.
Yeah, Joseph with the jump on that tackle really created the counterattack there. That was good. I thought she might continue her run forward. I would have liked to see that. As a defender, particularly a center back in my day, I used to love making those runs.
Wilson, the steal, tries to lob, but too strong. That one's going to land out of play. Be a throw-in.
didn't get much opportunity to make those runs out of the back. So if I ever picked off a pass like that, I was going. I didn't care. Somebody was supposed to recover for me, but I was going.
High-speed chase, huh?
Yes, it was.
That throw-in gets knocked around. Cowgirls trying to add to the lead. There's a box out from Adeline Wright, the freshman, but kicked back in by Logan Heisler, but Pruno was there.
It was a nice job trying to shield around there. Always going to be tough. When the ball's not moving very fast and you got to box out or shield for a while, it makes it tough. It's a good little wall pass down the left side from the Bears. Great recovery there from the Cowgirls. It's steal back and now back in their position.
They tried to go long to Heisler, but take it away. Not a lot of time left, but if UCA's trying to mount a comeback, they've, again, got to move pretty quickly. At the very least, make the most of your opportunities, right?
That's right. Yeah, just getting a chance. You know, that ball that came out wide over here and just straight giveaway right back to him. Just tough. You got to keep those opportunities as soon as you win the ball back, and especially you're changing the point of attack from one side to the other. Your team is kind of counting on you to hold the ball up for a second or do something with it. But just giveaway right back makes it even more of a challenge. You work so hard some days like this. You play against a team like Oklahoma State just to win the ball back and get in possession and to give it right back away. It can be deflating. I mean, being on the other end of that, playing big teams and stuff like that, when you defend the majority of the game or like for long spells of time, it's just hard.
Audi tries to feed middle. Kicked around. Van Gundy keeps it. Twinkle toes. She still got it with a lot of contact. Kicked around, scramble. The Cowgirls win the challenge.
Yeah, it can be hard to do much of anything there. It's two or three Cowgirls surrounding her, and she was trying to get it on her right foot to have a strike. You can see that as she turned, but Van Gundy couldn't quite pull it off.
But, and you like that. If you're going to have a player that's going to give you the best opportunity in a situation like that, it's Van Gundy, but numbers were on the opposite side there.
That's right. She scored a number of goals from distance, essentially outside of the box last year. So she has that capability. I'm sure there's, I don't know how much scout the Cowgirls did on UCA, but certain that her name would have been on there for what she did last year. Obviously, the accolades for the preseason looking, for this year too. Dangerous player for the Bears, one of the obviously most dangerous players in terms of goal scoring prowess.
Two 2-0 Oklahoma State. They got one in the first half, one in the second half. Boy, challenge play. Joseph able to keep possession. Panudo tried to get the takeaway. And look at the recovery coming back. You love to see that from Panudo. Now they got a chance ahead to Carolyn Billings. Good defense, though, to keep that one from getting close to the box.
Yeah, as we talked earlier, that was a good battle. That was a good challenge. Very clean. A lot of body on there, but definitely clean. Just a little knock. When you're hot and tired, things hurt a little bit more, especially when you go to ground.
Well, it goes to show you, that was Molly Briner. She's an excellent defender, but she can score as well. She already has that header earlier today. When you got players like that, my goodness.
Hey, I mentioned the number 9 being the center back, and she also scored a goal. So, maybe it's intentional. Who knows?
Under 15 to play. Cowgirls trying to improve to 4-0. Bears trying to avoid 0-2, but they've got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that care more about the numbers than obviously what they mean or what they stand for. But your typical number 9 is a striker. But who knows?
Well, she plays like one, doesn't she?
Hey, a goal today, and so far a shutout. I would take it.
Well, and even the look, too. I mean, it was a great in ball, no question, from the corner, but that header was excellent. And that's what's so difficult. Headers, you've got to time that just right to get the angle to where you can get on top of the ball enough to where you can still get it over the goalie, but also you don't want it to go straight towards the ground either.
Yeah, just getting enough power on that can be difficult at times.
Cowgirls with an ear try. Goes out of play, goal kick.
Good service on the right side.
Yeah, it was a great entry. Take another look.
Yeah, very dangerous. The thing that's difficult about that, as you can see from the height, it was about right in the stomach zone. So what do you do if you can't get your foot up high enough? I mean, do you go down and try to head one? That's just a difficult height unless you've got some time to like really judge it, as we saw from like the side volley the other night in the UCA men's game. Had a little bit of time to judge the bounce versus that ball was rocketed across. There wasn't much time to react to that. Just try to get something directed towards the goal.
Even a little hip check, right?
That's right. I mean, you score with the side of your hip. It doesn't really matter. You just got to angle it towards the goal. Unfortunately, she couldn't, direct it that way.
Well, and to her defense, he had defenders all over as well, so it's easier said than done. But
Yeah,
as a player, you just want to give them a chance. Get it in the box. Let them adjust to it as best they can.
Yeah. I mean, you're not always planning for that height or whatever. You're just trying to get the service across, like I mentioned earlier, in the dangerous area. And you just hope, as you said, your teammate can make something happen.
Well, the Cowgirls win this throw in. Morris will handle that. She's back on this side again. Gonda feeds back out high. Chloe Wright now on the far side. That attempt shanked off, out of play, corner upcoming.
Yep, good defending there at top of the box. You can kind of always tell she was wanting to get a chance on frame. And, again, the deflection out for the corner kick, another one for the Cowgirls.
That was Bella Parati with the attempt, and now the corner attempt for Nicole Ray.
Parati likes to get forward. I've seen that definitely in the second half where she's wanting to get in the mix and had a few shots that may have been deflected, but good opportunities.
That's a good ball up. Got a lot of air underneath it. To no avail. Now the throw in for Morris. Well, actually, it's going to be UCA who wins the throw in. Morris can't believe it. It's a tough one.
Yeah, I don't know what he saw, but that's okay. He saw something.
I think even the UCA defenders had thought knew the response on that.
You kind of know when the opposing team runs away from it that you know whose throw it is, and that would have been a dead giveaway in that situation because UCA moved away from it, and yet, they won the throw.
Doesn't seem to matter for Adele Gonda, though. She's still fighting. Feeds Morris. Tries a deep attempt. Great boot, but a little too tall.
Yeah, Gonda's done a really good job of that hold-up play where she's gotten it into her feet, played it back to a variety of different players, obviously, and this time it was Morris. And Morris had a good strike, looked a little bit outstretched for her leg. She had some good pace on it, but just a little high.
In for the Bears is number 8, Ava Ronsky, and number 28, Kaylee Wynn.
Pruner will handle the goal kick. I tell you, Oklahoma State's been as advertised. And here's the thing that impresses me the most about them. There's nothing too flashy about them, but they play fundamentally sound, and they take their opportunities, and they make the most of them.
Yeah, that's so true. That's so true. They've been good on both sides of the ball. Defensively, they're just a unit. We talked the other night, and we'll share a little bit right now, just the ability to defend in groups and then, defend together. The goal from the defensive standpoint is to try to keep everything in order, everything balanced. And, again, for the majority of this game outside the first maybe 15, 20 minutes, Oklahoma State's done that really well. And then going forward, they take advantage of the opportunities that they've gotten. They were able to pick off some passes in some key areas and obviously they've created a lot more chances, and then the goals they've scored have been just classic goals, especially with that corner kick.
Oh, boy, that's tough. Wasn't intentional by any means by Gonda. She was just trying to shield in front of the ball. Unfortunately, she got too much of the legs. It was an awkward fall. Made it look a lot worse than it actually probably was meant to be.
Yeah, it looked like it could have been an injury. I hope she's okay.
Let's take another look here. It looked like she was just trying to shield the ball, and, oh, that's not good.
Hopefully it just stretched a little bit more than it needed to. Nothing serious there.
Yellow card distributed to Gonda, rightfully so. And that also potentially for Coach Carmichael may be a coaching moment for your sophomore, just knowing the game. You're up 2-0, and hey, you love the effort and perhaps just the energy to try to make a play, but you're also putting yourself in harm's way and your opponent also.
Yeah, and that's not a place on the field where it needs to be a high-risk moment. You know, it's not a goal-scoring opportunity. It's not a goal-saving opportunity either. And so, you know, arguably just trying to know, hey, when to just give up the possession and try to recover and win it right back, just knowing you've given it up versus actually, you know, hey, take a risk with the tackle kind of thing.
That's right. And I want to reiterate, at least from my vantage point, didn't seem to be anything violent on her end at all, just trying to make a play and just got to know the situation.
100%. Nothing malicious about that. Just trying to get in front of the ball, trying to shield it, trying to keep possession of it. Nothing dirty about the tackle or you know, what happened. Just the timing of it, unfortunate.
So Gonda will take a seat after the stoppage of play. And again, likely a coaching moment.
100% agree.
9:46 remaining. Clock is stopped. Ready to resume play. Free kick upcoming for the Bears. They trail 2-0. Cowgirls looked good. And they're trying to walk out of Conway with their 4th victory in as many tries.
4th victory, 4th shutout. I'm sure that's right. At this point in the game, that's probably some of the chatter that's going on amongst the back line for the Cowgirls and the goalkeeper of just saying, hey, keep it out of the net. Keep it out of the net. That's all we got to do.
Well, only the second time in school, or at least in Coach Carmichael's history, to have 3 shutouts to begin the year. 4 wouldn't be half bad either.
No, I wonder what the statistic would be on that if it changes it. If it changes it any different than the 3.
Bears trying to add or cut into that lead, excuse me. That one's not really going to be all that difficult for Gordon. And, you know, to Gordon's credit, she's been a great keeper, hasn't allowed a goal to come in. But I think you've also got to give a lot of credit, if not more, to the defense, because there's just not been too many tough opportunities for Gordon, really, in all 4 games she's played.
Yeah, you know, when you look at the stat lines of the Oklahoma game and the Nebraska game, they were outshot both games. But if you look at the shot that UCA just had, it wasn't dangerous. It wasn't even on goal. It was just something that the keeper came out for, whether, you know, from a stat standpoint, if they count that or not. But, you know, being in those games and even from a statistical standpoint, maybe getting outshot, and yet, hey, they've kept the shutout, and that's huge.
No doubt about it. They have looked good. Alex Morris controlling for the Cowgirls with 8:35 remaining. Parati on that far edge, looks to drive middle. Dancing around, feeds, got an opportunity too far in front of Mabry Williams, the intended attacker, and Pruner jumps in front.
Yeah, Pruner was off her line again. It's a good read. I think the timing of that pass there from Parati was just about a second too late. The run was being made right before she made that pass, and then by the time she did hit it, the teammate there at the front had to hold up her run and couldn't really continue.
Cowgirls the throw-in. Parati Feeds it towards the back. And a free kick. Parati got hacked on the leg. First action on the backside for Jeffroy. Feeds it ahead to Morris. Could be problematic. Feed to the middle. Scoring again. It's 2 for Nicole Ray.
That was a great build-up and a great service and even better finish there. Super composed. Can't wait to see this on the replay here. Down this left side, ball straight across the top of the 6. And again, Ray just super smooth getting into that open space, beating the defender to the open, front post area, and just basically with pace hammering it in the back of the net.
So Ray with goal number 2. The way she's played, the opportunity she's given, she's one carom or 2 away from a hat trick.
Yeah, I think at this point, she'd be probably upset about herself not having it with a few other chances she had earlier in this half, particularly. I mean, I would say it's been, obviously, she had the goal in the first half, but second half, she's had a lot of looks.
Give credit to the defense, perhaps, for keeping Roy's a few of her opportunities from going in on Nicole Ray. But she's been good. But how about the setup from Morris? Man.
Yeah, that was just a great ball out into the wide area. Again, exploiting that space, maybe tired legs, maybe not. The timing of the run, it was perfect. She was onside, which was really close. I was waiting to see if the flag was going to come up from the far side assistant referee, and it never did. And so, at that point, it's dangerous.
Oklahoma State, they don't want to be done yet. Most goals they've scored in a game thus far this year. Trying to make it 4. That one's still loose. Pruner's on the turf, retreating back, and the kick is tall.
Tough bounce there. Obviously, that was hard to get on the end of it, just bouncing up as she was swinging. Again, good service across. A little collision here in the middle makes it always interesting. Again, there's a little touch and just couldn't quite get her foot on it quick enough to get over it.
Yeah, Pineda with her first best look of the game. Just couldn't quite get on top of it.
Yeah, it had to be quick as she kind of touched it down with her body just knocking it low, and she needed to hit it almost right as it hit the ground, but had that as soon as it popped up, it was always going to sail a bit.
The push from behind, free kick awarded.
One of the things I liked about that last goal, too, is just Morris's ability to use both feet. We've seen her cross it left-footed, right-footed, both ways, and that one was coming down, and she just had it perfectly where it was lined up with that right foot at a weird angle. That's usually a left-footed service, but she was able to get her right foot on it, which, again, may have thrown off the timing of the runs, or at least defensive positioning there from the Bears, expecting a left-footed, cross.
Free kick attempt, too tall from Taryn Tebow. No substitution for the Cowgirls with 5:21 remaining, and it's really all but procedural at this point. We'll also have a change of the keep, change of the guard.
I think for the Cowgirls, number 0, Logan Marks.
Logan Marks, the freshman from Richmond, Virginia, will come in, and so Grace Gordon will remain perfect on the year.
Still shut out. Hopefully they can keep it that way for the Cowgirls to, with this last 5-6 minutes of the game here, for the team record, but definitely for Grace Gordon, that's props to her. Had to make the one big save in the first half, but not a lot after that.
Scramble to the middle, kicked around, danger, but the Bears were able to evade trouble. Backstrom feeds it over on the right side. Quick touch pass. Kicked out of play. That was Anna Kerr with the ball. Kaylee DeWin will handle the throw in. Free kick now for Oklahoma State. that 50-50 ball.
Yeah, timing looked like Mazzola was maybe a little bit in her back as she kind of went up for that header. It was a tough one for me. Obviously, it didn't look super bad, but maybe it was just a little bit of a push in the back.
Great ball movement to get it to the center line. A little bit of a give and go. Give it up near the top. Touch pass middle gets knocked away, and the loose ball controlled by Oklahoma State. A nice steal to the middle. They're trying to feed it far ahead. Looking for numbers. Kerr up the middle. A nice box out. Nice attempt, but crashing in Marks to pick up the loose ball.
Looks like a little foul called here, maybe on that play through.
They're going to get the free ball to UCA. Wow.
Yeah, it looked like a good
Was
challenge.
that on the box out?
Yeah, I think it was maybe they're calling a little bit more arms and hands on OSU there than what we saw from this angle. It looked like a good battle right there. You can see just maybe a little tug. Hard to really tell from that angle, but looked like it was always going to get picked up by, you know, the Oklahoma State keeper no matter what. So just that's a tough one to call. But we'll see if UCA could take advantage of it.
Lopez and Mouty lined up.
It's one of those things as a keeper, you want to make sure you can see the ball. From this angle, it doesn't look like she can.
The freshman Logan Marks awaits this free kick. It'll be Lopez. Low line drive, and Marks able to scoop it up off the carom. Nice job.
Yeah, struck well. All right, Marks did a really good job of just keeping her feet planted and didn't move and watched it and saw it all the way through. She didn't jump one way or the other. She kept her eye on it, as I mentioned, and was able to keep hold and still the shutout.
And at this point, likely going to pick up the win regardless. Oklahoma State, they want to preserve that shutout. Now they're trying to make it 4-0. Dancing in, a little bit out of control, lost the handle. Did Aubrey Wagner, and Bears have it back.
Yeah, a little footing, tried to do some dancing a little bit and then kind of stutter step to your own feet. I think we've probably all been on the other end of that.
Here comes Morris to the middle. She's been dangerous. Nice footwork, and she finishes with the left foot. Alex Morris, impressive.
Very impressive. Again, bringing that ball inside. We've seen her be on the left side, be on the right side. This time she starts on the right, cuts in, all right, all the way in, gets inside the top of the box there, right, puts it on her left foot, again, slots it in the corner. Very good finish. Very nice play. She's been all over the place.
But I mean, you could highlight so many different players, but Morris has been the most impressive to me.
Yeah, I think just from the entire game, what she's done, the work rate she's had up and down both flanks of the field, you know, and even getting moved right side, left side, and just the variety of what she's kind of brought to the table with not only service, but also the defensive side of winning things back. It's been fun to watch, and you know, being productive, having assists and goals is just huge.
1 minute remaining in the match.
60 seconds are all that stand in the way between Oklahoma State and a 4-0 record. And the Cowgirls still playing tough, aren't they?
Still battling all the way through.
There's a nice feed. Pineda to Aubrey Williams. She'll have to kick it back middle. Nobody home, but a free kick awarded. Under 30 seconds to play. This will likely be the final possession right here.
Yeah, they should just take their time and just kill the game here. No need to rush this. Just let it be what it is. No need to even create a chance. Let an opportunity for injury happen. I would just let the time ride out if I was them, but
7, 6,
in this case, probably just keeping possession is fine too.
2, 1.
Pineda, the final seconds, shot is blocked, and that is all she wrote. It's 4-0 Oklahoma State. Nicole Ray with the first goal of the game in the first half, but it was the Cowgirls with 3 goals in the second half. Briner with the first. Ray with her second goal of the game, and then Alex Morris capped things off. A highlight drive to make it 4-0. Michael